Miner for a Day, Carboneros Theme Park. The idea of creating a cultural site in tone to artisanal mining arises in October 2015. This as a result of a strong economic recession that evidenced the coal sector. So in those moments, it makes us look at what other alternatives we can do apart from mining. This is a purely mining region. Therefore, all activities are linked to this sector. It was an idea and has been an evolution of it. That's where it all came from, to show mining and to show other alternatives for people of the region that would allow us to generate new jobs and offer a different experience, a tourist experience, so that the people who visit Sogamoso or who come to the Boyacá town centre for the pilgrimage of the Virgin on the first Saturday of the month would have the opportunity to do an additional activity besides visiting the sanctuary.
Este es un espacio cultural y de entretenimiento en torno a la minería artesanal del carbón y las tradiciones culturales boyacenses.
On the first Saturday of the month, in which people put on their helmets, overalls, gloves, visit a dictatic mine and perform the activities of malacatero, minero, picador, and vasador. They are taught the handling of tools and the popular language used in mining. My name is Juan Silvestre Leon Alarcón. I was born and grew up in this region in the Ombachita sector of the Alto Jimenez village. We continue to conserve the mining activity. One of my functions in the coal park is to show you how artisanal mining has arisen and evolved in our region. This activity has been developed long ago, since our indigenous people and ancestors who already exploited coal in their own way. With the passage of time, the tools for the exploitation of coal have evolved. Our ancestors used some original tools to chop the coal. Our natives said that these little stories that you are seeing here allowed them to chop the coal so that it would be loosened. As it was a wall, they would hit it like this, so that the coal would crack. As it was a wall, they hit it like this, so that the coal would crack. They also used other tools like this one, which was a stick as they called it. Where there were cracks, they used this together with a stone like this one. There are different sizes. In fact, we have found some pebbles like this one that are flat here. They would hit it like this so that the charcoal would loosen up. When it lost its tip, they would look for sandy stones so they could sharpen it. Here is a little hole where they would sharpen the baton. Years later appeared the iron pickaxe, the spade or shovel, the fork or wheelbarrow, wheel, and the respective wheelbarrow. These tools made their work a little easier. While some were chopping, others were picking up the thick coal that was requested for the time with the shovel and the fork. They say that they used to take the coal to Zapakira, and from there they brought the salt. We are located in the mine La Perseverancia. It is a dictatic mine where we are going to make a representation or more than a representation. You are going to know what it is to be a picador or carretero and vansador. You are going to know what it is to be a picador a carretilero envenzador or malacetero. That is the activity that we are going to do today. Gentlemen workers of La Perseverancia mine, welcome. Let's start the shift. But before entering a mine to perform our work, we must do calisthenics, as required by the guidelines of safety and health at work. So let's get ready. Let's move our head like this, from right to left, right and left. Gentlemen, remember that our life and health is our responsibility inside the mine. Please make use of your protection elements, gloves, your lamp. We must be using everything correctly inside. We are going to enter, so please turn on your lamps. They must be well charged. Make sure the button is on. Before entering the mine, we must wait until our technician has measured the gas levels. Once we are given the authorization to enter, there is a rope here, which is a safety line, or as we call it, a lifeline. So we must all hold on to it to avoid slipping. However, my recommendation is to always step firmly to avoid any problems. We are required that the manila has some knots. This in case the person slips and does not continue advancing. There are some knots which are for safety. Previously, we went down by the foot of the line. Now the regulations require us to place some stairs to go down, because where the koshi passes, the road is different. For this reason, we will find some stairs. Please step well in each step. The best way to enter a mine is in reverse, and thus have more security, is giving the step and holds the manila. That is the best way to go down. When we no longer find stairs, we can move to the center. You must have firmness to step on and down. Here I have already reached the inclined part. At this point, the other person can follow. We have just entered guide number 1, and here we find the tools. We have the wheelbarrow, a shovel, and a pick, which will be your working tools for today. We are going to get to the bottom of the guide, and there is the cut to remove the coal. Who dares to take the wheelbarrow? It is important that once the work is finished, the tools must be taken out near the main guide, so that in case of an emergency, they will be close by. Can I move forward? Here we find the pick. We used it before, now we use the hammer. But in this occasion, we are going to use the ancestral tools, as it is the case of the pick. We proceed to chop the coal, to take it out. Let's suppose that the chopped coal is ready, so that the wheelwright can load it and take it to the main guide. Let's assume that the wheelbarrow is full. We link to the ladies who have made for years a demonanda tradition as the coal. which were responsible for transporting coal from Morca or nearby mines to Sogamoso. A few years ago, the stoves were coal, but gradually have been replaced by gas stoves. They were responsible for carrying the coal and distribute it in different houses. Maria Gloria Palacios had been doing this job for many years. From the age of 6, my parents took us to help carry the loads, because this was his trade and tradition. When the sacks are full, they are pulsing, that is to say, averaging that all the sacks have the same weight. One or two stones were left, since there was a possibility that one bundle would be heavier than the other, and they were cooked with the cosadera. This is how it was known, but at that time it was a strip of fake. The ear was not made because the tequillos were full. Once the tequillos were ready, the sacks were placed one on top of the other. One had to be with the mouth upwards and the other downwards, and a loop of ribbon was placed on them. The demonstration of various recreational activities allow learning, knowledge, experience, and appreciation of the cultural heritage of Boyacá in terms of its traditions and cuisine. We are a region that has a great cultural richness. Around the dances of San Pascal, which is a cultural and religious tradition of the municipality of Sogamoso, intangible cultural heritage, and we link all the musicians to make a cultural show around the dances of San Pascual. It has been a hard work of removing soil, planting grass, planting trees, planting flowers, in order to convert this space that is arid into a much more pleasant space, and it has been a great evolution. We currently have different terraces. We have adapted trails. We have an area that we are focusing on an organic garden so that people can learn about the mining culture as well as the day-to-day life of a farmer. In one way or another in this region, people have moved away a little bit because of the mining activity. The agricultural activity has decreased a little bit. Since it could be said that it is not so profitable and mining has always been there, it has had ups and downs. It has always been an activity that provides a livelihood for many families. Today, we have let ourselves be infected by technology, and what we seek is to rescue outdoor activities and forget for a few hours of the phone, internet, and live the experience of sharing and enjoying.